Boker Tov, Boker Tov, Boker Tov. Good morning, Lisa.
You're on camera.
Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Hey, good morning, everyone. Boker Tov. Lisa, do you want to start?
Yeah, okay. Do you want to hear a joke about a pencil?
Yes.
Nah, you wouldn't get the point.
Oh,
wait, okay. Do you want to hear a joke about a giraffe, though?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, it's too long.
You really stuck your neck out for that one.
I got one more. Would you like to hear a joke about butter?
Totally.
Yes, yeah.
No, you'll just spread it around.
I think your turn is over.
Okay, I have one.
Yes.
Okay, it's a Purim one. Okay, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Vashti.
Vashti who?
Vashti dishes, and I'll give you some hamantashes.
Oh, Purim joke.
I have one.
Yes.
Why did the tomato blush?
Why?
It saw the salad dressing.
Oh my. Oh, I got one.
Okay.
I got one. My neighbor replaced his bed with a trampoline. His wife hit the ceiling.
Okay, I have.
I have one.
Why are graveyards surrounded with fences?
Why?
Why?
Because everybody's dying to come in.
Boy. Come on, more. We're killing it.
What's the difference between? Never mind.
Mirav, quick. You got it? Do you remember? No.
What's the difference between broccoli and what comes out of your nose when you are sick?
Ew.
Ew.
know.
What's the difference?
Kids don't like to eat broccoli.
Oh! I didn't expect you to go there. I got one. My wife says the salads I make are way too dry. It's something that definitely needs addressing.
Okay, I have one more. So what did the big tomato say to the little tomato?
What?
He said, "Oh, you run along, I'll catch up."
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Do you have holes in your underpants?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No.
No way.
No, and that's really insulting, but no.
Well, how do you get your legs in?
Okay.
We got
We'll be here all week. No, seriously. We got more.
Okay.
No?
Okay, good morning, everybody. Boker Tov, Chag Purim Sameach. We are all ready to start reading the Megillah today, but we want to show you a real Megillah before we start.
So we are gonna, let's see how we can do this. This is something actually that I got handed down to me. And it is an actual Megillah. And as you'll see, the letters look very much like a Torah scroll, right? The way it's written and the columns and all of that. But there's something very different in the Megillah because it's decorated. Do you see the pictures?
Beautiful.
With
illustration.
pictures. And the illustrations have, here we go, we have more. Oh, Jonathan, you're so helpful. And the reason that Megillah, I know that I wish we could ask you all, because I know I'd hear the answer from you. The reason we can actually decorate a Megillah with illustrations is because the name of God doesn't appear in the Megillah. And there's no problem of making a picture that might be trying to resemble God.
Wow.
So Megillahs are traditionally beautifully decorated. And this one we'll keep downstairs. Maybe we'll put it up downstairs somewhere.
Wow.
yeah.
Beverly,
that's a
I
good
just learned
idea.
so much from you right there.
Yeah.
I'm a buzz with knowledge.
Ah.
I can't
Okay.
stop. I'm sorry.
So we're ready to start. We're ready to start listening to the Megillah. You should go, right? You're going to the
I gotta
8th grade?
go,
Yeah. Okay. Wow. What a busy morning we have today, and we have a busy day. So while we're reading the Megillah, and I want to say that today it's going to be mind-blowing the way we just put it together, and you all did it. Everybody here from K through 8th grade participated in reading the Megillah, or participated in acting or drawing. Every single student here. So what a team effort. Wait and see and listen. But we have a few things to tell you before. When we have Haman, okay, we have Haman. You got groggers in each class, but we have to keep it really, really short, okay? So teachers in the room, keep it for like a second or two, because the reading will continue, okay? We paused every once in a while after Haman, so we can do a little bit like a longer noise, but mostly we'll continue reading. So please just 1, 2, 3 and move on. Okay. Anything else? We can start, right? Yada.
Hi, here's some Purim puns. Broken pencils are pointless. I stayed up all night because I wanted to see where the sun goes, and then it dawned on me. I'm reading a book about anti-gravity, and I can't put it down. What does Moses do when he wants tea? He brews it. Happy Purim!
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
I bumped my head, so I'm sitting on it.
Why couldn't the bicycle stand up? Because it was too tired.
What would you do if you were in a house with no windows and no door made of bricks, and you only had a piece of wood and a mirror? Well, you look in the mirror, you see what you saw, you take the saw, you saw the wood, 2 halves equal a whole, you get out the whole.
What starts red and ends green?
What?
A watermelon.
What do you call a boomerang that won't come back? A stick.
Before we begin the Megillah reading, please rise and join me in the Israeli national anthem, Hatikva.
What did the English book say to the math book? Wow, you've got problems.
The yellow man lived in the yellow house, the blue man lived in the blue house, the green man lived in the green house. Who lived in the White House?
Who?
The president.
Why is tennis such a loud sport?
Because the players raise a racket.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Banana.
Banana who?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Aren't you glad I didn't say banana?
What has a head and no body?
What?
A coin.
Please rise. We are starting with the brachot, the blessing for reading the Megillah. So everybody please rise.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav al hamikra Megillah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim l'avoteinu bayamim hahem b'zman hazeh.
Amen.
Vienna. We're doing it.
Come on, more. I'll get it. Amen. Yay, Purim. You never know what to expect.
ויהי בימי אחשוורוש, הוא אחשוורוש המלך מהודו ועד כוש, 27 מדינה. בימים ההם כשבט המלך אחשוורוש על כיסא מלכותו אשר בשושן הבירה. בשנת 3 למלכו עשה משתה לכל שריו ועבדיו חיל, פרס ומדי, הפרטמים ושרי המדינות לפניו.
It happened in the days of Ahasuerus that Ahasuerus, who reigned over 127 provinces from India to Ethiopia. In those days, when King Ahasuerus occupied the royal throne in the fortress Shushan, in the 3rd year of his reign, he gave a banquet for all the officials and courtiers, the administration of Persia and Media, the nobles and the governors of the provinces in his service.
ביום השביעי כתוב לב המלך ויין עמל למהומן ביסתה חלבונה בקתה והפגעת זעתר וקלקס 7 הסריסים המשרתים את פני המלך אחשוורוש. להביא את ושתי המלכה לפני המלך בכתר מלכות, להראות העמים והשרים את יופייה כי טובת מראה היא. On the 7th day, when the king was merry with wine, he ordered Mehuman, Bista, Harbona, Bigtha, Abigatha, Zeter, and Karkas, the 7 unchas in attendance on King Ahasuerus, to bring Queen Vashti before the king wearing a royal diadem to display her beauty to the peoples and the officials, for she was a beautiful woman.
כי יצא דבר המלכה על כל הנשים לחבזות באליהן בעיניהן.
באמרם המלך אחשוורוש אמר להביא.
את Vashti המלכה לפניו ולא באה. For the queen's behavior will make all wives despise their husbands, as they reflect that King Ahasuerus himself ordered Queen Vashti to be brought before him, but she would not come.
אם על המלך טוב יצא דבר מלכות מלפניו וייכתב. בידתי פרס ומדי ולא יעבור אשר לא תבוא ושתי.
לפני המלך אחשוורוש.
ומלכותה ייתן המלך לראותה.
הטובה ממנה וישלח ספרים.
אל כל מדינות המלך, אל מדינה ומדינה ככתבה.
אל עם כלשונה לחיות.
כל איש סורר בביתו.
ומדבר כלשון עמו. If it pleases your majesty, let a royal edict be issued by you, and let it be written into the laws of Persia and Media, so that it cannot be abrogated, that Vashti shall never enter the presence of King Ahasuerus, and let your majesty bestow her royal state upon another who is more worthy than she.
Dispatches were sent to all the provinces of the king, to every province in its own script, to every nation in its own language, that every man should wield authority in his home and speak the language of his own people.
ויאמרו נהי המלך משרתיו יבקשו למלך.
נרות בתולות טובת מרח.
ויפקד המלך פקידים בכל מדינות מלכותו. והקבצו את כל נערה ותולה טובת מראה אל שושן הבירה. על הלכים אליעד הגיא סריס המלך שומר הנשים ונתון תמרוקן. והנערה אשר תיטב בעיני המלך תמלוך תחת ושתי.
ויטב הדבר בעיני המלך ויעש כן.
ויהי בהשמה דבר המלך ודתו ובהיקבת נערות רבות על שושן הבירה על יד הגיא.
ותלקח אסתר אל בית המלך אל יד הגיא שומר הנשים.
לא הגידה אסתר את עמה ואת מולדתה כי מרדכי ציווה עליה אשר לא תגיד.
ובכל יום ויום מרדכי מתהלך לפני חצר בית הנשים.
לדעת את שלום אסתר ומה יעשה בה.
The king's servants who attend him said, "Let the beautiful young virgins be sought out for your majesty."
Let your majesty appoint officers in every province of your realm to assemble all the beautiful young virgins at the fortress Shushan.
In the harem, under the supervision of the head, the king's eunuch, guardian of the women, let them be provided with cosmetics. Let the maiden who pleases your king be queen for the Vashti. The proposal pleased the king and he acted upon it. When the king's order and edict was proclaimed, and when many girls were assembled in the fortress, Shushan, under the supervision of Hega,
Esther too was taken into the supervision of the king's palace under the supervision of the woman.
Esther did not reveal her people to her kindred, for Mordecai had told her not to reveal it.
Every single day, Mordecai would walk about the front of the court of the harem to learn how Esther was faring and what was happening to her.
בימים ההם ומרדכי יושב בשער המלך, קצף בגתן ותרש, שני סריסי המלך, משומרי הסף, ויבקשו לשלוח יד במלך אחשוורוש.
ויוודע הדבר למרדכי, ויגד לאסתר המלכה, ותאמר אסתר למלך בשם מרדכי.
ויבוקש הדבר, וימצא ויתלו שניהם.
על עץ, ויכתב בספר דברי הימים לפני המלך.
At that time, when Mordecai was sitting in the palace gate, Bigtan and Teresh, two of the king's eunuchs who guarded the threshold, became angry and plotted to do away with King Ahasuerus.
Mordecai learned of it and told it to Queen Esther, and Esther reported it to the king in Mordecai's name.
The matter was investigated and found to be so, and the two were impaled on stakes.
This was recorded in the book of Annals at the instance of the king.
Oh, hey there, Ari, how you doing? Or can I call you Gandalf?
Ari's fine.
Ari's fine. You know, it's kind of a hard time to be a Shushanite, don't you think?
Yeah, I miss these Shushan. I miss Shushan.
I miss Shushan too. You know, I used to feel like at night we could like go out, we could celebrate Shabbat, and now it's like there's all these new laws and rules, and I have to wear this mask.
So
I can't figure out the mask part.
You know, I've heard there's a disease going around where if you get too close to people and you're not wearing a mask, your ears turn into cookies.
Your ears turn into cookies?
Yes.
I hear you can get jam in it, or if you're really unlucky, poppy seeds stuck in your ear. That would be
seeds.
so gross. Anyway, you know, I think I just missed the Shushan Nights, you know?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I've been trying to call, been hiding on the phone for way enough. Maybe you can show me how to be free. Having challah with thralls, you don't even have to bake too much. You can bring Shabbat with just a touch, baby. I look around and Shushan is cold and empty. No one's around to hug me. I can't eat ham and tashin when you're gone. And I said, ooh, I miss the Shushan nights. No, I can't sleep until I eat too much. I said, ooh, I love the Shabbos nights. Oh, when it's like this, Esther's who I trust. We're running out of time, 'cause I can see 3 stars in the sky. So I light the candles big time, baby. Oh, Shushan is cold and empty. Non-Jews around all judge me. My glasses fog up when my mask is on. And I said, ooh, I miss won't sleep until I eat too much. And I said, ooh, I love the Shabbos nights. Oh, when it's like this, Esther's who I trust. I'm just looking by to let you know. By to let you know. Say it on the phone. Say it on the phone. Let me pray. This time I said, ooh, I miss the shoe shine nights. No, I won't sleep until I eat too much. I said, ooh, I love the Shabbos nights. Oh, when it's like this, Esther's who I trust. Oh, yo, yo, yo. Yo, 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 yo. Oh, yo, 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 yo. Can't wait for those nights again.
אחר הדברים האלה, גידל מלך אחשוורוש את המן בן עמדתה הגגי, וינשאהו, וישם את כיסו מעל קהל השרים אשר איתו. וכל עבדי המלך אשר בשער המלך קוראים ומשתחווים לחמן. כי כן ציווה לו המלך, דמרדכי לא יכרע ולא יסתחווה. ואמרו עבדי המלך אשר בשער המלך למרדכי, מדוע אתה עובר את מצוות המלך? ויהי כאמרם אליו יום ויום ולא שמע אליהם. ויגידו להמן לראות היעמדו דברי מרדכי, כי הגיד להם אשר הוא יהודי. וירא המן כי אין מרדכי קורא ומשתחווה לו, ויאמר המן חנה. ויבז בעיניו לשלוח יד במרדכי לבדו, כי הגידו לו את מרדכי. ויבקש המן להשמיד את כל הירקודים אשר בכל מלכות אחשוורוש מרדכי.
החודש הראשון הוא חודש ניסן בשנת 12 המלך אחשוורוש.
הפיל פור הוא הגורל לפני המן מיום ליום ומחודש לחודש 12 הוא חודש אדר.
Sometime afterward, King Ahasuerus promoted Haman, son of Hammedatha the Agati. He advanced him and seated him higher than any of his fellow officials.
All the king's quarters in the palace gate knelt and bowed low to Haman, for such was the king's orders concerning him, but Mordecai would not kneel or bow low.
Then all the king's quarters who were in the palace gate said to Mordecai, "Why do you disobey the king's orders?"
When they spoke to him day after day and he would not listen to them, they told Haman in order to see whether Mordecai's resolve would prevail, for he had explained to them that he was a Jew.
When Haman saw that Mordecai would not kneel or bow low to him, Haman was filled with rage.
But he destined to lay hands on Mordecai alone. Having been told who Mordecai's people were, Haman plotted to do away with all of the Jews, Mordecai's people, throughout the kingdom of Ahasuerus.
In the first month, that is the month of Nisan, in the 12th year of King Ahasuerus Pur, which means the lot, was cast before Haman concerning every day and every month, until it fell on the 12th of month, that is the month of Adar.
ויאמר מרדכי להשיב אל אסתר, אל תדמי בנפשך להמליץ בית המלך מכל היהודים. הכין החרש תרחשי בעת התזות חבך והתזולה לעמוד ליהודים ממקום אחר. ואת עובד אך עובדו ויודע אם לעת הזאת יגות המלכות. ותאמר אסתר להשיב אל מרדכי, הכינוס את כל הירקודים הנמצאים בשושן. ואספו עלה ועוד תאכלו ועוד תשתו 3 ימים לילה ויום. גם אני ונערותיי עצום כן וכן אבוא אל המלך, אשר לא ידעת וכאשר עבדתי. ויה עבור מרדכי, ויה אז ככל
Asher Tzita Alav Esther.
Mordecai had this message delivered to Esther.
Do not imagine that you of all the Jews will escape with your life by being in the king's palace.
On the contrary, if you keep silent in this crisis, belief and deliverance will come to the Jews from another quarter. Well, you and your father's house will perish, and who knows, perhaps you have attained to royal position for such just a crisis.
Then Esther sent back this answer to Mordecai.
What did you tell them concerning the fast night calf?
Do I eat or drink for 3 days, night or day?
Why didn't I mean it to observe the same fast? Then I shall go to the king, though it is contrary to the law. And if I am to perish, I shall perish.
So Mordecai went about the city and did just as Esther had commanded him.
ויאמר לה המלך מה לך אסתר המלכה ומה בקשתך עד חצי המלכות וניתן לך. ותאמר אסתר אם על המלך טוב. יבוא המלך והמן היום אל המשתה אשר עשיתי לו. What troubles you, Queen Esther? The king asked her. And what is your request? Even to half the kingdom it shall be granted to you. If it pleases your majesty, Esther replied, let your majesty and Haman come today to the feast that I have prepared for him.
ויאמר המלך מהרו את המן לעשות את דבר אסתר ויבוא המלך והמן אל המשתה אשר עשתה אסתר. The king commanded, tell Haman to hurry and do Esther's bidding. So the king and Haman came to the feast that Esther had prepared.
ויאמר המלך לאסתר במשתה היין, מה שאלתך ויינתן לך ומה בקשתך עד חצי המלכות ותעש. At the wine feast the king asked Esther, what is your wish? It shall be granted you. And what is your request? Even to half the kingdom it shall be fulfilled.
ותען אסתר ותאמר שאלתי ובקשתי אם מצאתי הן בעיני המלך ואם על המלך טוב לתת את שאלתי ולעשות את בקשתי יבוא המלך והמן על המשתה. My wish, replied Esther, my request. If your majesty will do me the favor, if it please your majesty to grant my wish and accede to my request, let your majesty and Haman come to the feast. Asher e'eseh lehem umachal e'eseh kidval hamelech, which I will prepare for them, and tomorrow I will do your majesty's bidding.
בלילה ההוא נדדה שנת המלך ויאמר להביא את ספר הזיכרונות דברי הימים ויהיו נקראים לפני המלך. וימצא כתוב אשר הגיד מרדכי על בגדנה ויתרש. שני סריסי המלך משומרי כסף אשר ביקשו לשלוח יד במלך אחשוורוש. ויאמר המלך מן עשה יקר וגדולה למרדכי. אבי ויאמין אחרי המלך משרתיו לא נשא עמו דבר. ויאמר המן אל המלך איש אשר המלך חפץ ביקרו. יבוא לבוש מלכות אשר לבש בו המלך וסוס אשר רכב עליו המלך ואשר ניתן כתר מלכות בראשו.
ויאמר המלך להמן, מהר, קח את הלבוש ואת הסוס כאשר דיברת ועשה כן. למרדכי היהודי היושב בשער המלך, אל תפל דבר מכל אשר דיברת.
That night, sleep deserted the king, and he ordered the book of records, the annals, to be brought, and it was read to the king. There was found written that Mordecai had pronounced Victoria, and here who had guarded the threshers who had plotted to do away with the king Ahasuerus. What honor or advancement has been conferred on Mordecai for this? The king required nothing at all has been done for him, replied the king's servants who were in attendance. So Haman said to the king, for the man whom the king desires to honor, let royal garb which the king has worn be brought, and a horse on which the king has ridden, and on whose head a royal diadem has been set. Quick then, said the king to Haman, get the garb and the horse as you have said. And do this to Mordecai the Jew, who sits in the king's gate. Omit nothing of all you have proposed.
ויבוא המלך והמן לשתות עם אסתר המלכה, ויאמר המלך לאסתר.
גם ביום השני במשתה היין מה שאלתך אסתר המלכה.
ותינתן לך ומה בקשתך עד חצי המלכות ותעש.
ותען אסתר המלכה ותאמר אם מצאתי חן בעיניך המלך ואם על המלך טוב תינתן לי נפשי בשאלתי ועמי בבקשתי.
כי נמכרנו אני ועמי להשמיד להרוג ולאבד בהילו לעבדים ולשפחות נמכרנו הכרשתי כי אין חצר שווה בנזק המלך.
ויאמר המלך אחשוורוש ויאמר לאסתר המלכה מי הוא זה ואיזה הוא אשר מלאו ליבו לעשות כן?
ותאמר אסתר איש שר ואויב המן הרע הזה והמן נבעט מלפני המלך והמלכה.
So the king and Haman came to the feast with Queen Esther. On the second day, the king again asked Esther at the wine feast, what is your wish, Queen Esther?
It shall be granted you. And what is your request? Even to half the kingdom it shall be fulfilled.
Queen Esther replied, if your majesty will do me the favor, and if it pleases your majesty, let my life be granted me as my wish, and my people as my request.
For we have been sold, my people and I, to be destroyed, massacred, and exterminated. Had we only been sold as bondmen and bondwomen, I would have kept silent, for the adversary is not worth the king's trouble.
Thereupon King Ahasuerus demanded of Queen Esther, who is he and where is he who dared to do this?
The adversary and enemy, replied Esther, is this evil Haman. And Haman cringed in terror before the king and the queen.
ביום ההוא נתן המלך אחשוורוש לאסתר המלכה את בית המן. צורר היהודים, ומרדכי בא לפני המלך, כי הגידה אסתר מהו לה. ויסר המלך את טבעתו, אשר העביר מהמן, ויתנה למרדכי, ותשם אסתר את מרדכי על בית המן. לקיים עליהם להיות עושים את יום 14 לחודש אדר ואת יום 15 בו בכל שנה ושנה. כימים אשר נחו בהם היהודים מאויביהם, והחודש אשר נהפך להם מיגון לשמחה ומאבל ליום טוב, לעשות אותם ימי משתה ושמחה ומשלוח מנות איש לרעהו ומתנות לאביונים. על כן קראו לימים האלה פורים על שם אפור, לא כן על כל דברי האיגרת הזאת, ומה ראו על ככה ומה הגיע עליהם.
That very day, King Ahasuerus gave the property of Haman, the enemy of the Jews, to Queen Esther. Mordecai presented himself to the king, for Esther had revealed how he was related to her. the king slipped off his ring, which he had taken back from Haman, and gave it to Mordecai, and Esther put Mordecai in charge of Haman's property. Charging them to observe the 14th and 15th days of Adar every year, the same day on which the Jews enjoyed relief from their foes, and the same month which had been transformed for them from one of grief and mourning to one of festive joy. They were to observe them as days of feasting and merrymaking, and as an occasion for sending gifts to one another and presents to the poor. For that reason, these days were named Purim, after Pul. In view then of all the instructions in the said letter and of what they had experienced in that matter and what had befallen them.
What did the cat say when he's brushing his hair? Perfect. Hey, why did you put my toy?
Under the chair.
Under wow?
Does this joke have a play on the names of states?
Wyoming, do you ask?
Idaho.
Hey, it's Ari. What do you call a rude criminal going downstairs? A condescending.
What do you get when you put 3 ducks in a box? A box of quackers!
Please join me in singing Modeh Ani. Modeh Ani lefanecha, melech chai v'kayam, shechazarta b'nishmati b'chemla, Rabba emunatecha, Rabba emunatecha.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Lettuce. Lettuce who? Let us in, we're freezing. Knock, knock. Who's there? Mikey. Mikey who? My key doesn't fit in the door. Knock, knock. Who's there? Broccoli. Broccoli who? Broccoli doesn't have a last name.
How does the ocean say hi? It waves.
What's black and white and red all over?
What?
The newspaper.
What kind of shoes does a thief wear? Sneakers.
What do runners eat before they race? Nothing, they fast.
Thank you, Chag Sameach. Thank you so much for everything and all the teachers and the students. Take a break for 10 minutes and we're gonna go back at 9:30 to see the play, Purim Spiel by the 8th graders and Trish.